1, 2, 3, 4.
Hi, hello, and welcome again to another guitar lesson. This one today is Ain't Talking About Love. Sorry, Ain't Talking Bout Love by Van Halen from the first album, the debut album from 1978. And this is actually one of my favourite songs from the album. And it's one that doesn't really feature Eddie Van Halen shredding up and down the guitar or any of the finger tapping that he does. A bit more subdued, but a great song nonetheless. This is actually in the Grade 3 Rockschool Classics album of songs, and it's a really good one to get your fingers around. And for those of you doing your GCSE music practical exams, it's another good one to get under your fingers, along with the other ones in the book, like Jimi Hendrix and Black Sabbath, Kings of Leon, Oasis, other such bands, all at that same level, Grade 3. So we'll basically just work through the whole of the song. It's not the full song, and it's without vocals, but it's got all the elements of the song in it, and we'll look at those in this lesson. Okay. So I'm just going to crouch down here I'm going to try and squeeze into the iPhone. This is in glorious smartphone vision, and we'll take a look at the different parts of the song. Surprisingly, let's begin with the intro. Okay, so a lot of the song, the different sections of the song, you've got the intro. Sorry, let's try that again, shall we? Then we've got the verse part. Then we've got the part where the singing comes in. And then we've got a bit later on where it gets a little bit quieter. Let's take the volume down. And then we're back to the same. Well, in fact, no, we're actually going to. And then we're back to. So what I'm trying to say is, a lot of it's built around the same kind of chord progression. 3 chords. A minor, let's turn it down a bit. F, and then G. or G5. So you're not playing the third. Taking that out. But you're not really playing full chords. The only full chord you're playing really is the A minor. So it's typical A minor shape. So the first part of the main riff is built around A minor. So if you look at I'm assuming you have the music, folks. Looking at bar 1, palm muted. What do we have then? So there we are. So A minor chord, hit the 5th string, and then we hit the 4th string with that 2nd fret, and then we're going to go to the 1st fret on the 2nd string, and then the 2nd fret on the 3rd string. Just picking out the individual notes of the A minor chord. You could call it in a way like a broken chord. And notice it's all palm muted as well. So come along from here, okay? So you're kind of playing, if I was playing that clean, and then try it slightly palm muted, so you're putting your palm on the bridge of the instrument. Take it along a little bit further. It just becomes a bit more kind of percussive. That's the sound you're after. Okay, so that's your A minor. 1 and 2 and. Going into the 3rd beat, then we're going to go into another chord, the F minor chord. 3 and 4 and. So you got 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So that F chord is not really it's not a full chord. It's not it's just the 3. It's just the top 3 notes, but with an open E beforehand. So what you could do is play the open E and then put the rest of the F chord down. Sorry. To the E chord, and then put the rest of the chord down. So I'm just little barring over those two notes there, and then 2nd finger goes down, 3rd string, 2nd fret. Sorry. There it is. So coming out of that, going into the 2nd bar, we're going to go to change the next chord. A G5 chord. But you're not going to play all of it. You're just going to play the top notes. So you're coming to those 2 notes on the 1st and 2nd string. And then you're going to go to the bass note, the bottom G. So from the high G to the D to the bottom G. 1 and 2, 1, 1 and 2. On the and of 2, you're going to bring that down to. So just drop that 2nd finger down from here to 5th string, 3rd fret. 1, 1 and 2 and. Then on the 4th beat, you're going to play a little hammer on. Just with the 1st and 2nd finger. By the time you get to that point there, we're actually off the palm muting. You could even really attack that note as well. Lots of vibrato, okay? So that's the opening riff, which it's got a repeat at the end of bar 2, so you just play it through twice. Sorry, let's try again, shall we? Then we're into the next section. Got that? I'll just play that riff through again slowly. And I'll try again. Then we're into the second section, this is bar 3. You could say it's where the rest of the band kicks in. The rest of the band just being the drums, Eddie Van Halen's brother, and a bass player as well, whose name I forget, sorry. So you're playing 2 chords on this section here, just A minor and G. Again, it's not a full G chord. You're just playing really as it's shown in the tab and the notation. You're just playing the bottom G. You're kind of covering over that 5th string, kind of accidentally muting it, and then you're playing the 3 open strings. D, G, B. You're not even playing that top string. As is shown in the notation and the tab, you're playing on the first 2 beats. 1 and a 2. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. And then we're going to catch on the 4th beat, that G chord. That G chord is preceded by an open E. Got that? So you go from A minor, you're playing a couple of open A's, and then you hit the A minor again. Then hit the open E, then the G. Okay, going into the next bar, you've got it's very similar to what we had in bar 2, except in bar 2 you're going at that bit from the G, but in bar 4 you're actually going at that from an open string. That's the only difference. So instead of playing the G, you're actually playing an open E. Alright, so that's actually played twice. You've got the same again in bar 5 and 6. Oops, let's try again. So that's the first section, okay? Moving on to the next section. Let's have a bit of a close-up, shall we? All right, so moving on to the next section. This is bar 11 for the next 4 bars. You've got, sorry, not bar 11, bar 7. Bar 7. You've got the same chords as the intro, but we're kind of just breaking that chord up a little bit more. So you've got the same idea as the intro. Then with the F, instead of going, we're just playing the little barre. First finger on the 1st fret. So as soon as you get to that F chord, come off the A minor chord. Sorry. Then we're going to go to the G5, which is just 3rd fret on the 1st and 2nd string. So you can actually go from here to here. I mean, you could play that as a barre as well. I don't know, just naturally I seem to go to the 3rd and 4th finger. So what we've got so far is, to show the left hand. Okay, it looks like I'm going to a G chord, but I'm not putting anything down. It's just really those 2. Bar chord, and then those 2 notes there. Then we got the same idea as what happened. We got the same idea as what happened in bar 2, where we're going from the G, dropping down to the C, and then hammer on from the B to the C. So what we've got in bar 7 and 8 is that's times 2 for bar 7 to bar 10. Get the idea? So then we've got the same section as we had in bar 3 to bar 6. Except at the end, we've got a lead in to the lead guitar solo, like that, which is going, basically we've got a series of slides. Okay, let's look at that in a little bit of detail. So, we've got going into the guitar solo, we've got looking at bar 14, we've got a series of slides going from the 1st fret to 3rd fret to 3rd fret to 5th fret and then 5th fret to 8th fret. Whoops. I'm sure Eddie Van Halen does a bit more than that, and I think he uses the whammy bar as he's playing it as well. But take those along. So you got 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and. Just remember to keep your thumb behind the neck, just to guide that finger along. Sorry. So take your thumb with the note, with your hand. Don't like leave it behind. You're not a banjo player. We leave it behind. Whoops! I'll get there eventually. The second time round, he plays it with well, it's written as 2 slides and a hammer on. Whoops! That's just a slight variation there. So this little idea takes us into the solo. And you'll notice in the solo, it's obviously left blank for you to improvise. This is bar 15 to bar 18. But, and I noticed listening to the recording, it sounds a little bit like, or they've taken 1 or 2 ideas from the original solo. And as I said, it's not really a shredder solo, it's not shredding the guitar, it's just playing bit of a folky type tune really. So from here, from the 1st to the 8th to the 10th, up to the 12th, then the same again. Up to 11th, back to 12th, sorry, not 11th, 13th, back to 12th, 8, 5. But what Van Halen does, or Eddie Van Halen, sorry, he throws in over the solo, or under the solo, an open E. So you're starting with a unison E, and every time he plays, he's got that open E underneath. And he kind of carries on a bit further up the neck, but in the version that's recorded for this, for the Rockschool version, he kind of cuts out of that beforehand. But certainly if you want to try and put that in, then why not? And then put something at the top, at the end of the solo. It's up to you really. But what I'm trying to say is it's not a solo that you need to shred. You know, you don't need to fly up and down the guitar at 1,000,000 miles an hour. Okay? That just gives you an idea of the solo. Let's have a look at the rest of the sections. So looking at the other sections, they are all, well, a lot of them are repetitions of earlier sections. So if you go to bar 19, this is a little bit different. By the time he gets to bar 19, turn guitar volume down is the indication in the music. So we've it's going from like full volume, brings it down quite a bit. So you got the same idea, almost. Let's just say the same idea as from bar 7 to bar 10, except you're splitting that G. So instead of going, you're actually splitting the G chord. Get the idea? Okay, and then we're raking down the G chord. Just with an upstroke. And that happens twice. And the indication in the music is to let it ring, so we're not actually palm muting anymore. It's a bit more of an open kind of and cleaner sound. Get the idea? So the same idea. F, G. It's a really nice part of the song, this, because it just brings it down from full-on volume of the guitar solo to, you know, a kind of quieter, pianissimo sound for this section just after the guitar solo. And from that point onwards, it takes us into the next section, bar 23, with the harmonics. We're not talking like complex harmonics, these are just natural harmonics. But you'll see on the first and second beat, we've just got an A minor chord. Just hit the A minor chord, 1, 2. Then we go on the third and fourth beat to the harmonics, 3 and 4, 3 and 4. So if you look at the music, NH means natural harmonics. You'll see in the notation it says 8VA, so it's an octave higher than it's written as. And in the tab, you've got all the fives in those kind of diamond-shaped boxes. So basically, you're just playing open harmonics. If you've never played harmonics before, you'll find them directly over the 5th, 7th, and 12th. So 5th, 7th, 12th. There are others. These are probably the first that you come across. And you're playing right directly on top of the fret, not behind, on top of the fret, and you're just resting the finger on the string, and then just take your fingers away. I mean, you could leave them there, but it kind of dampens the sound a bit, so as soon as you play them, just take your finger away to let them ring out. So A minor chord. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 4. 3 and 4, 1, 2, and 3, 4. So the second lot you've got is 1, 2, 3, and 4, 1, 2, and 3, and. So you're actually raking down, and we're not raking, you're plucking down the harmonics, and then the last time you're going back up again. So you just rake your pick over those second, third, and fourth string. Okay, you got that twice. Well, you've got a repetition of that, and that takes you into a section we've played already, going back to full volume. Then we got the slides that I mentioned earlier, but with a hammer on at the end. Okay, a bit easier, I guess, because what you're going to do next is go back to the A minor chord. It's a bit tricky. You're going to try and get to that chord. Not easy. I mean, I think it's easier than doing all slides. Maybe that's why they put the hammer on. It's because your first finger is nearer to the chord that you need. If I did that, you're actually further away. then you've got to get back all the way to the first fret for that A minor chord. Maybe that's why they did that. Yeah. Then we've got the same again. On that bar 34, you hang on that G chord. So if I play bar 31 to 34 again, just hang on the G chord, that takes you to the outro. And we'll look at that now. So the outro is just 4 bars of something we've not really seen yet. It's kind of just taking us out of the song. We've got a series of chords. We've got an A5, B5 to C5, a little bass kind of run to take us back to that again. Then the same again. B. Instead of going to C5, we're going to go to E5. So that's chord 5, the dominant chord of A minor. All right, so you've got a couple of open strings. Sorry. Then you're going to hit an E string, then the C5. So, then we're into the little run. Then the same again. Hit the E chord, which can just be that really, because you're going from B5. Just leave your first finger down for the E chord. And that's it, repeated. That's your final chord. I noticed there's a bit of a drum fill, or it goes around the kit to take us to the very last chord, which could still be the E. But I noticed on the recording, I think he finishes with an E7 sharp 9. So he ends up on the E7 sharp 9 chord. Round the kit, and then hits the chord at the end. So if you wanted to, you could put the E7 sharp 9 chord in the end. There it is. If you wanted to put that in, you don't have to, but it's a bit more authentic to the actual song. All right, so I hope that was helpful for you. That was a bit of a whistle-stop run through the song there, but take your time with it. With this video, obviously it's video. You can just pause, go back a bit. You can even play it slower if you wanted to. You could play it 3/4 speed and listen to my voice sound a lot deeper than it is. That's it really, basically. Any comments, just comment below. Any questions you want to ask about the song. Have fun playing it, and I'll probably do another song from the same book for the next lesson. So looking forward to seeing you then. Okay. Bye.